Good evening, everybody. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Look, I can pull text up on screen. Hello,
blimey.
everybody. I know I've been busy.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can hear us okay. I don't know whether you'll be able to hear me fully. I am recovering from poorliness.
Or something.
So yeah, I had to cancel the other live stream this week
I don't
yesterday.
know what it was.
I don't know what it is.
How bizarre.
It could be a cold. It could be flu.
Oh, that's working.
It could be the Rona. Don't think it is the Rona. Whatever it is, it's a godsend for you, isn't it?
No, we've got tests in the.
I know, I might have to do a test.
What do you mean? Because you were quiet.
Yeah, it's a godsend for you.
Quiet. Quiet for once at weigh-in, was you?
I was. You had to speak for me. Good evening, Rachel. Hello. We'll give it a couple of minutes for people to come in. But hello, everyone. I do hope you're all having a really, really good week. You are going to have to speak a bit for me this week as well, because my voice really is quite poorly.
All I can say is, all I said for you this week was, oh, she's a bit bunged up this week. I mean, that's all I said.
Yeah, because that's pretty much been my week, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So then, we've got some new things. I'm gonna. Of course, I haven't. Lisa, have you downloaded all the things that you were supposed to download? Of course not. Of course I haven't. So I'm going to do that right now. In fact, I'll do it the easy way. Right. It's all right. You carry on, dear. I tell you what. Why don't you tell everybody how was your week? How has your week been this past 7 days?
It's been really good this week. I've eaten everything I'm supposed to eat. Not been really naughty. I've had about 10 sins a day for snacks and other things, or like say some of the meals. I think I might have had sins in some of the meals. And other than that, like I say, another amazing week. Enjoyed everything I ate, and yeah, it's just been really good. Yeah.
I think I mean, same with me. I've been on plan totally. I have stuck to it because that's just what we do now, isn't it? We stick to it every week. I haven't gone over. I've been very mindful of my sins. I haven't gone like too bonkers after. So for me, it's very easy after I've had like a big loss, bearing in mind last week I lost 5 pounds. Sometimes it can be very easy for me the week later to take the foot back off the accelerator. But in all honesty, I've not done that this week. Sorry, you're going to hear this bingy bongy noise a bit. I've not done that at all this week. I've actually been carrying on completely on plan, haven't I? I think the most sins I've had this week was, I think one day I got to 11. That was with my bags of crisps, my crispy snacks. But that's pretty much it. The rest of the time, I've been totally and utterly on plan. And most days I've had, again, about 6-7 sins, if that. So, been doing okay with all of that this week. So, yeah. What about the food that we eat? I did put up, in fact, shall I... because I was going to bring it on screen, wasn't I? So I can actually do that.
Yeah.
Look, I can do it. You talk a second, Ruffus, because again, this is something that I was going to prep and I didn't. I thought I'd done all the prep. Not that video. Hang on. So you talk about the food that we had this week, because I tell you what we'll talk about. The one that won last week. Can you remember? I cooked the turkey breast pilaf, the lemon turkey pilaf.
Yeah.
That I cooked. It had the lemon rind and everything else in. Now, that was a Choosey winner. And it was, wow. What did you think of it, first of all?
It was edible. I could say that. It was edible, but I couldn't really, like I say, your comments were afterwards, I don't think we'd have it again. But like I say, as far as I was aware, it was okay. It was a nice meal. If you like a lot of lemon flavour in your food, then it's probably okay. But yes, I don't think it's the sort of thing we would normally eat. You know, if it wasn't obviously just trying it in a recipe, I don't think we would have gone out of our way to probably had it, you know, to picked it. We wouldn't wouldn't have picked that sort of thing.
I don't think I'm in any rush to have it again, put it that way.
No.
It was barely edible. In all honesty, it was barely edible.
Was it because of the lemon though, or because there just wasn't a lot of other flavour in it?
Well, that was the only flavour in it, wasn't it? The only flavour at all
lemon,
was
the zest and
the lemon zest.
Yeah.
But even that, it wasn't enough for it to be super lemony.
But also,
it was just a hint.
For me, it might as well have been a pudding, because it's just like, is it just tasting of lemon and you think, your mind thinks it's something else. For me, it does, because of obviously my taste buds and all that are not working right.
Yeah.
So for me, I can kind of like, if there's sweetness in meals or things like that, sometimes I think it's a pudding. It might as well be for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I don't think it's a sort of thing like. So it's okay to try new stuff like that, but I don't think we'd probably have it again.
I love the fact that we're able to do Choosey.
Yeah.
Look, I told you we'd be able to do it right between us. Look at that there. That's the video waiting. Isn't that clever? So, if it wasn't for Choosey, I wouldn't have Choosey'd it, and I wouldn't be in a rush to Choosey it again.
No, probably not.
What's DF stand for? I don't know what DF stands for. What does that stand for, Kylie? Hopefully you're okay. Hopefully everything is okay in their chat. Let me. I don't know what's happening, but we're very quiet today on the chat. But anyway, so yeah, I mean it was okay. We have filmed it. I'll be editing it and getting it up this week. Obviously, everything's now taking a little bit longer than planned because of my poorliness. But here we go. Look, if I play that in the background, you can see here as we go through.
Stuff that we ate.
Yeah, we go through what we ate. So that was a burrito bowl. That was really nice, actually. Yeah. I must say, burrito bowl is kind of like, I think it's our go-to now. If there's ever something where, like, we've got mince in the fridge.
Or we've got loads of salad and that needs using up.
Yeah, it's really become our mean too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Kylie was cutting carrots and a piece fell on your phone. So, yeah, it's really nice, actually. It's a good way of using up salad. But also, because we're still in that crossover period between wintry food and summery food, it's that really nice bit where you've still got that mix of the two. Yeah. So I actually really enjoyed that. And we change what we put in it. So if we've got things like sweet potatoes that need using up, we'll put those in. Or the mixed vegetables.
I think it is kind of one of those meals though, you can just kind of put whatever you need using up in it.
It's whatever needs using.
And you don't feel like you're just having a plate of salad either then.
No, it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels really healthy but delicious. This was the burgers that you made. Oh yeah. The sort of smash burgers. They were lovely. They were really, really nice actually. Piece of carrot fell in, this though, can you remember this was that courgette cheesy thing? Did somebody talk about that last week on here? Or did we talk about it last week?
I'd seen I saw a recipe that someone did might have been on TikTok. And they did the very thinly sliced long pieces of courgette and then putting cheese on both sides of it and then grilling it till it goes crispy, and then using it as a top and a bottom for a sandwich or whatever you want to use it for.
We had burger in it.
We used it and put burger inside
and it. Actually, it holds together in your hand as you're biting through the burger, even with false teeth. As you're biting through the burger, it actually holds together. It doesn't fall apart. So it's better than gluten-free bread. We
even thought we could turn it into like a pizza base or something like that.
As a pizza base. On screen now we've got the Moroccan and beetroot burgers that we had.
Oh, they
with
nice. I like those.
Purple tender stem broccoli.
If we have
potatoes.
We have one each on our plate, and that it's like. The beetroot burger's 1 sin and the Moroccan one's 2 sins. Yeah,
so they were really nice. We always like those. Get them in Lidl's. Again, overcook them. Cook them to the pot. You can see on the plate they look quite dark.
Yeah.
If you don't, the inside's really stodgy. It's a really weird kind of. I know we're not selling these very well, are we?
But it's a
they've
little,
got
it's a
really
little bit
stodgy
like
texture.
as soft as like falafel or whatever are they?
Yeah.
Inside because they're made. They're like chickpea,
But wetter
aren't
than
they?
falafel.
Yeah,
It's
they're
like a wet
chickpea.
falafel. This was gammon and steak. Good evening, Linda. So we
And
had gammon
eggs.
steak, and then you did a mash, didn't you? It was sweet potato, parsnip, and carrot or something.
Yeah.
Swede. I can't remember what was in it.
Parsnip, carrots, and parsnip, carrots, and swede, and I turned it into a mash.
That was actually quite yummy. So yeah, that was a good option. We had that with baked potatoes, baked sweet potato. Linda says, evening all. Evening all. You sound like a copper in one of those old 60s films. What was that? Oh, that was the curry. That was really nice. What was in that one? Because I wasn't part of the curry.
That was chicken and lentils, and there is sweet potato in there as well.
Chicken?
It was chicken.
Oh, yeah, it was chicken.
Yeah, chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken and green lentils.
Oh, green lentils, because there's green lentils and brown lentils.
Well, there was a recipe in one of the Slimming World books that was like a veggie lentil curry type dish. So I used that recipe and then added some chicken to it and then put a little bit of sweet potato into it. And that's what it come out. So it was really nice.
Yeah, it was actually. It was really delicious.
And obviously, if you're someone that needs more fibre in your diet or things like that, or to help you like poop, then it's good to do like lentil dishes and stuff.
And then we had that the day after as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because there was some leftovers. So we put it with one of those, I forgot to mention it on screen, but the chicken and vegetable rice, microwavable ones, we put it with that, just because we'd run out of the rice. Oh, look, there's an advert. We don't want the advert. Thank you very much. Come on, turn the video off now. Thank you. But yeah, that was really, look at that, me saying we don't want the advert. It's on our own thing. But anyway, good evening, Kimberly. Good evening. They are really good. We're still, the thing is, because we're in that crossover bit between winter and summer, it's like where we are in Leeds. If you don't know Leeds, it's like the north of England. It's it's West Yorkshire, but it's like right in the centre. It's like kind of there. So when it was really hot this week, when it was 28 in London, I think we were at 24, wasn't it? So we're about 4 degrees below. Like they go, oh, it's super hot, and we're like, it's warm, which for us is ideal.
There's me like, yay, the sun is out, and all of a sudden it's like, where's it gone?
Yeah, I know. And then today we're like, it's really sunny.
It's
cold.
gone. Where's it gone?
Cold.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's cold out.
So yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, so a lot of our food this week, we're still in that sort of transitional stage, aren't we, between summer cooking and winter cooking? We're not quite kind of in that, oh, I just fancy a salad and some Jersey royal potatoes and all of that.
No.
We're still in that sort of, well, put it this way, you've got the big giant cooking pot thing out. The big rice, it's literally, I mean, I'm not joking. If we cut the bottom off, I could wear it as a boob tube. It's literally I could. Do you know what I mean? It's that big.
Yeah, it is a big.
If I ever go missing,
big
right,
pot.
just tell the police, tell the FBI or whatever. Just tell them
What, that
do
you're
a
in the-
DNA
she's in
test
the
on the
pot?
big cooking pot. Yeah, just do a DNA test because it'll be one of those horror things where I'm just in there like that going, oh no, yes, I'm in the pot. It's possible.
How did your mind even think you'd end up in a pot?
Because I watch all the horror films.
You take me too long to cook, yeah.
Oh, that's true. See, that's his only concern, which is the reason, because of the time it takes to cook. I'm hoping my voice stays for the rest of the stream. Because of that, that's why we have it cooked, the Massaman lamb curry thing that won the Choosey for this week. So Ruffus won it again. That's now, 4 out of 5. But we were going to do it today, weren't we, for dinner? But it takes 2 hours to cook.
It does. Because apparently you've got to cook it in the pan for a very short time and then it goes in the oven. So, but also I need to go and get some lime leaves. I need...
Why do we need lime leaves?
Massaman curry paste.
Oh.
So I looked it up to see what was in it, but it says you need the curry paste. So I have to go to Morrison's to get that, and some limes, and a bit more fresh coriander.
Yeah, because although he's had the book all week, he didn't actually think he'd be cooking it, did you? You didn't actually think that?
No. I thought, look, it was
Hey,
possible.
Byron.
I thought it was possible, but I didn't realise that you got to get Massaman curry paste to put in it.
I've never heard of it.
It wasn't just a. It must just be a blend anyway, but obviously.
Oh yeah, not a brand then. It's not like Hellman's.
No.
Heinz. Because I think that's what we were thinking, is that you could just use the spices
where
things,
I think
but it
that's
wasn't.
where the sin is, or the half a sin, or whatever that goes in it is just the paste, obviously, because it's probably got oil and stuff in the paste.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. Yeah.
So then, our topic of the week this week. What did you want to talk about? Because they raised an interesting thing they were talking about at group yesterday.
They did. About we sort of went to group and got weighed in and all of that stuff, and they turned around and said, obviously in the group therapy, that we had this many losses this week in our group, and was it so many pounds that have been lost, and then actually we had quite a few gains as well. So looking at that, and sometimes people can be on plan for so long that they just get really comfortable with what they're doing and what they're eating, and not concentrating on how many sins and things. Like I say, for example, the sin value of things. Like I say, we like to make the Hartley's jelly, but all of the Hartley's jellies are all different sins. So if you decided to have a packet of raspberry Hartley jelly and make that's like 4 sins per sachet. Whereas some of the other ones, the strawberry is like 1.5 sins a sachet. But yeah, like I say, lots of people had gains or whatever this week, and that people after a while stop looking at their books, stop checking the sins on things and just guesstimating sin values and stuff like that, because they think they know how many sins the item was that they're having, and just getting really comfortable with it, and just not checking. I mean, personally, for me, I don't, like I say, I stick to similar things to eat, but
You do.
things I enjoy. But if you're someone that likes to experiment and try loads of different things, you need to just keep checking the sin values on things. Otherwise, you could probably end up with a week where you think, I didn't actually get the weight losses I wanted this week, and the reason could be that you're slipping up on the sins, not checking things properly. And sometimes it's really good, like I say, if you have like a few bad weeks and don't quite know where you're going wrong, the best thing is to go back to basics again, and just make sure that, like I said, the amount of people in group, even people that are relatively new, some that have been there longer, might have not had a great week, and decided that they were going to do an SOS log? SAS log, and it's basically to going back and writing down everything that you're eating, and checking everything, and to see where they're going wrong, to see if there's something in their day-to-day sort of diet, whatever they're doing, to see if they're messing up somewhere. And often, like I say, often that's good enough and people do find out why, but sometimes I think it's just like going back to basics, checking all of your sin values. Like I say, if a packaging of a food item that you normally buy has changed, possibly the reason for that is that also the sin value of it might have changed as well. The recipe might have slightly changed. And And even for us, I said sometimes we'll go, oh well, why is that packaging's different than what we normally get? Is it they've just updated it or something? Or but
that's what Lidl did with my oat milk.
Yeah.
So they used to do an oat milk that was no sugar. They did a standard one, a barista one, and no sugar one.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the no sugar one disappeared, and the standard one, everything got repackaged into just one main brand and a barista one.
I said, but you asked someone in store. What did they say?
I said, like, what's going on? Have you got any of the ones that I use? No, that's all we're doing now.
Was it we haven't got the ones that said no sugar anymore?
So he literally just said, oh, we're not. Lidl aren't making that anymore. They're just doing the standard one. So.
But it's really low sugar anyway.
Yeah, but it's low sugar anyway. It's like, well, it might be low sugar, but it isn't no sugar.
No.
And some of us need that.
And he's like, oh, well, that's it, isn't it? There's your choice.
But I do think you're right in what you say, because although our books, like at the moment, your book is still in the car.
It is.
And I think my book is probably still in the car or in a bag somewhere. I haven't got it to hand.
But I think
what we use a lot, just to finish, is that we use our apps a lot, don't we? We use the phone app.
Yeah.
So every single thing we go, oh, let me have a look. Right, I'll scan this.
If I'm not sure, then that's what I do. Like we take it. So if you go in the shop or go anywhere, literally we scan. If we're not sure, we'll scan and double check.
Well, you bought some soup tins, didn't you? Some canned tins of soup, and you were like, oh, they look really nice, chunky soup. It's 3.5 cents for the can, so like 1 3/4 each, which is fine.
When I picked them up, because they were 3 tins for 50p.
Yeah, they were reduced.
I didn't. Why I was in Heron. That's where I was, wasn't I? Yeah, Heron. When I went into Heron, I picked them up and I thought, oh, chunky vegetable soup. I thought, oh, it probably won't be many sins because it's vegetable. So if you think like that and just come home and go, oh, well, it's probably not many, might be a sin or something for a vegetable soup. And then when you look it up and scan it, 3.5 per 400 gram tin. So it's very easy to think, oh, well, that's probably, it's not going to be many sins. Because if you had like, I think, is it chicken noodle soup or something else, some of those are only like 1 or 1.5 sins a tin, whereas just a chunky veg, 3.5 sins a tin. So it is, like I say,
I'll come to this one.
It's really good just to, even if it doesn't take too long, just to double check those things.
But also, one of the things you do is things that are new that we're bringing in for the first time. You put a sticker on them in the cupboard.
I do, yeah.
So those tins of soup have got 3.5 sins written on them.
Yeah.
Now that's really good, especially if it's something that, I mean, we're going to use those probably in the next couple of months. But if you've got something that that might have a really long date on it, and you're just stocking up, you go, oh look, I don't know, herby passata, right? Garlic and herby passata in a jar, really nice one. You go, oh look, that's 1/2 sin for the entire jar, for instance, and it's got 3 years left on the date, but they've had a special on, so I got six jars of it. I'm not going to use that. If you write down on it what the sin value is when you scan it, because what can happen is they can change the recipe later. And so it can go both ways, because some items will go up in sins and some items come down in sins. And at least then you know that when you bought that item, that was 3 sins for that jar or whatever it is. You know it because it's stuck on there on a little sticker. Or if the paper packets, you write on the paper packets, like the rice, don't you? The dried rice. Yeah. So that's something that we do all the time. We're forever, like, it used to be that when you went shopping, it was really quick and easy. You write a list. Now, if we change shops or we do something else, it's like,
we'll check everything again. But yeah, if it's just this, if it is the same shops that we're going in, like I say, our first back on plan, and sort of like our first week of shopping, we did literally. It took about maybe an hour and a half, because we went round the shop.
I think, if I remember rightly, wasn't it like we were in the shop for 3 hours? As opposed, I'm sure it was a really long time. It was. We were in there for 3 days. 3 days. It was 3 months. It was 6 months we were in the shop looking for food. 17 years it took pushing the trolley round.
You'd be skinny by then, wouldn't you? You'll lose loads of weight that way, won't you? All that body magic.
So yeah, so that's something that I think we agree with Slimming World on. That is just to keep an eye on everything, but because also sin values fluctuate. If it's something that you're going to put in your store cupboard, just write what the sin value was, because invariably we forget.
Or
My
you can just
memory's
get
shocking.
like a little packet of little round stickers, or like in the stationery section, and just write all your sins on them and just stick them on the packets.
Thank you, Kimberly. We haven't watched your weigh-in video yet. That's literally on here to watch in a second. Evening, Dormouse. Hope you're okay. Karen, you weigh your rice, pasta, potatoes, even though they're free food. There are guidelines. Yeah. Now this is something that this is controversial. It is highly controversial in the Slimming world, isn't it?
What?
The idea that even though items are free, how much do you think portion plays a role in free food? The idea is free food is unlimited. And every time our consultant says that, right, like, normally we're sat the other way round. I normally get this. So in this scenario, I'm Ruffus, you're Lisa, right? Consultant says, oh yes, well, because, potatoes are free food, so you can eat as much as you want, it's unlimited. And you always go to me, it shouldn't be unlimited. It shouldn't be unlimited, because it isn't unlimited, because what if you eat all... And I go, yes, dear, yes, I know, yes, dear, yes. Yes, dear.
I don't agree. I honestly don't agree.
Controversial.
It's not eat as much as you want, because if I did that, I would be the size of an elephant.
Small elephant.
Probably.
A baby hippo, maybe.
Nothing is, unlimited unless you're going to Harveystead and get the salad bowl.
Yeah, but no, I think what they mean is unlimited for most people who don't have issues with food and whose bodies work in the way that most people's bodies are theoretically designed to work. And
obviously most people stop eating when they are full up, whereas some people don't.
Yeah, so there is a difference, because I know that I can easily overeat, and I can do it before I've even realised. I can, if I've got a full plate of food, we've talked about this before, I'll eat my full plate of food. Now, if I've overfilled that full plate of food, my instinct will still be to finish it all, even now. Yeah. But sometimes I do have to be super careful, because if I overfill that, then I'm going to be overfilling my belly. And at the moment, with all the gastro stuff I've got going on, I'm trying to be really mindful of all of that. But it is a thing where you're supposed to eat until you feel satiated. Now, I am beginning to recognise that feeling, but it's only because I'm also mindfully eating a lot slower. Whereas you,
I eat really
still
eat fast.
I know. So Rufus eats like one of our dogs. So if you've got dogs, right? No, yeah, you just
out of a bowl,
trough down. No. But if you've got dogs, right, and only people that would have more than one dog will know this. If you've got one dog, that dog eats at the speed that it eats. If you've got two or more dogs, you've got the situation where one of them will eat, finish their food, and try and go over to see if the other one's finished, because he wants some more of that as well. And it doesn't matter how many dogs you've got, they all do it, and then they all look at each other's bowls. We were watching, it's called The Farm on YouTube. It's a lovely channel. They've got 20 dogs and dingoes and all sorts, and they've adopted all these dogs. It's an amazing channel.
Was that the one that they put something in front of all three of them?
They had about 4 dogs in a row, all fed them the same, and they all went, and then once they'd eaten, they all were looking at each other's bowls, licking each other's bowls, because that's how dogs' brains think. And I'm not calling you a dog, love, but sometimes you eat in that same way. You eat as if there are 3 other people are going to be looking on your plate going, I love that, I love that. And I've never once done that, have I? I've never once gone, oh, look, there's your plate of food.
Yeah, you do it all the time.
I love that, I love that, I love that. I'll have your asparagus and your broccoli stems.
She probably would, yeah.
I'd have your asparagus. I love asparagus. I don't know what it is. I think I'm pregnant. I think I think I must have pregnancy cravings for asparagus.
Yeah.
I know, right? I'm a medical marvel. Yeah, right. But I do think that for you do finish your food. Even if I start mine first, you eat yours completely first, and you'll have finished yours, and I'm still halfway through mine.
And you'd be like, you full up? No.
But then a little while later, and it's normally about 10 minutes later, you'll go, oh, I'm really full up now. And there's like a delay sometimes, isn't there? And I think
I try not to eat that much now that I don't feel very good afterwards. So I normally stop before that, but I don't feel hungry. Like I say, by the time I start eating dinner, I don't feel hungry even at that point. So I just work on a routine now. So because I don't get hungry and I can go most of the day and not eat anything until dinner time. That's just my routine.
yeah.
So it's not. I don't even, like I say, I don't taste food properly anyway. So it's a bit like, I don't know. I just forget even during the day. Sometimes I go to pick something up and then I just don't eat it. So during the day, so if it's a piece of fruit or anything, so. But I don't know how I do it. Like I say, I don't get hunger pains or anything.
Well, I don't anymore, do I? Michelle does portion control. No, does portion your gluten-free pasta to the portion weight size on the packet. You agree? It's not about. It's not unlimited. It's all calories in. It is. I agree with you.
But also a lot of the people that.
What's a gin cup for? A gin
just
cup?
like a measure, like I don't know, just maybe a little cup or something.
Of gin? A cup of gin?
No, it's not. Obviously not that.
Oh, I'll have a cup of gin while I'm waiting for my roast to cook. That'd be nice.
But I said you get people that go, but I'm saying you get some people that go to our, obviously group therapy at Slimming World. You'll get a percentage of those people that are small, a lot smaller, that maybe only have like a stone or so to lose, and then you'll get maybe another third of the group. The other part of the group will be people that have been maybe like 20 stone or over, but it might just be 50-50. That it's like
watch what you're saying now, because I still am just.
No, what I'm saying, you there are people that go to Slimming World that may have been, people that used to binge eat and things like that, and it's a bit of a different world for people that are trying to navigate Slimming World. If you've been a binge eater, for them saying you can have unlimited food, because it's not unlimited. A lot of it isn't unlimited. And obviously, if you just went, we'll stick to mostly the protein and speed vegetables, you can overeat all the protein. If you eat too much, protein is very high in calories. So if you just ate packets and packets of sliced chicken breast and things like that, it's really high in calories.
It is.
So to start with, it would be okay.
Yeah.
But then as you go on, you have to reduce as your weight comes down, you have to reduce the food that you eat as you go.
Hi, Crystal Rose. My voice is slowly coming back-ish. Kimberly says, can't you just have gin in the cup? Yeah, I agree. Apparently it's a wee cup for gin, but perfect rice measure cup.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a gin cup.
Yeah.
You're getting there, Kimberly. It's nice and sunny tonight. I like it when it's sunny.
I said we used to use like a fairly large mug to measure out our rice in, and now we've gone down to like a small cup of rice now, which is just about for both of us together.
But one thing we also do now that we didn't do so much in the past is, because we are mindful of portion sizes, what we tend to do now is to actually scale down what's on our plates. Yeah. So even in all the videos, in the one of what we ate this week, our dinners
have shrunk.
Our plates are slightly smaller, as we've talked about, but also I try to leave some space around the plate, unless we're using stem broccoli or asparagus, because quite frankly, if I put it on the side, it's too long. But apart from that, I try and leave like a thumb width all the way around the plate, so it doesn't fill the entire plate, which again is new. And I try and look at it from, like, if you're looking at the plate and the plate's there and the food's on top, instead of it being piled on top, I try and do it so it's like that. I try and do it, the plate? It's an imaginary plate. It's in your mind.
Sitting on your head.
Yeah. It's in my mind. So the plate's sort of there, And I try and go like that with the food rather than like that.
Come down a bit then.
Yeah, plate's now there. The plate's now there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this is it though. This is the thing. It's very easy to comfort eat, and because a lot of us that are big, rather than just have, oh, I want to lose that extra stone I put on last year. If you've got several stones that you want to lose, chances are that you might think of food as a comfort, and the pleasure of eating can be something that is easy to replace. And for us, I know neither of us drink particularly. We might have a couple of drinks in the summer months or at Christmas, but that's about it. We don't do any illegal drugs anymore, she says. Gone are those days. So we don't do any of those sort of things where you go, ooh, yum. So, but food has been one of those things for us, hasn't it? Where we enjoy the process of eating. And what Slimming World's done for us, I think, is to change it so that now I don't really want to eat a sugary cake and or a donut, for instance, with the stodge and the sugar. That doesn't actually appeal to me. I like eating clean food. I like the taste of food. Yeah. I love asparagus. I love broccoli.
We try and stay away from added sugar things now. Say you can buy one thing as well. Like I say, if you are someone that goes to one of the Slimming World group, I don't agree with when you go in and you can buy all these books and you can buy all these things and the magazine of the month and all of that, but then you can also then buy some hi-fi bars. And I remember at one time they used to sell Scan Bran and various other things that were okay to buy, and you could make puddings and various things with them, so you make your own stuff. But then they do the hi-fi bars and they've got 6-7 different types or so of them all on a table as you go in.
And there's always a new variety coming out.
And they're full of sugar. It's a bit like going, hello, all you fatties, right? Okay, we're doing this eat on plan and we're doing all of that. But actually, come and buy these things that are full of sugar.
You won't know this.
But
unless you went shopping with your mum when you were younger, you won't know this. But there's a certain store, a bigger girls' store that used to be in the UK called Evans. They went bust years ago when Burton's went bust, right? And it was a store for larger women, larger ladies. And every time you'd go in, there would be you'd have a one-way queue system. That's standard. It would be a wider one-way queue, but it would be a one-way queue system to get to the tills. So you'd go down this bit. On the corner, there'd be a bowl, and in that bowl would be bags of Haribo. You then go down there, and then this bit, and on the corner there would be a bag of, a bowl full of Mentos or something. Yeah. And then you go to there. You know when you go to TK Maxx and they've got all the syrups and the random, I'll just pick up those marzipan bars. It was like all of that, but they were bowls of sweets, Haribo's. On the way to the checkout.
What, so you can eat on your way round shopping?
They weren't free. They were for you to buy. The idea is you've gone and bought your lovely size 26, size 28, size 34.
To be able to stay in them, you've got to buy the sweeties.
Yes, because they've got a vested interest in us staying fat, because that was the big girl shop. And so literally as you'd walk in, a bit do you remember the musical Hairspray? Where in the big girl shop, they'd bring them cakes and go, oh, would you like a piece of cake? It was that, but in real life. And so they'd have all these bowls of sweets. And invariably, when you got to the till, there'd be a sweet bowl that was open where you could have a couple of sweets. Because they were interested as you're going, I tell you what, you're buying that lovely size 26 dress. Just buy these sweets as you go round. Honestly, it was a thing.
But over my time, though, of being obviously going to groups and various things, and like I say, we've been a few times over the years, and then every time I've been, I've done something different. As I've sort of transitioned through Slimming World and carried on going and kept going, every time I've done it, I've done different things. So I used to have I used to get all the hi-fi bars.
Absolutely. It doesn't surprise me at all.
Full of sugar. There's a lot of sugar in them. When I first started, I used to get the bars, and have two bars a day.
2 bars for your healthy extra B.
Now I just stick to my I don't even, like say, the day that we had the burgers you see in the picture on the little video clip earlier, I had a Warburton soft pitta for that, and then didn't have cereal that night. But other than that, I just have my cereal. Every day I have my cereal, and I look forward to that. But yeah, I don't have the, like say, the bars or anything like that now.
Yeah.
Just...
So look, Dormouse remembers. I remember that with Evans. Don't understand the whole high bars. No. They don't agree. Well, this is the thing. It's one of those things where I used to enjoy them. And I probably still would if I allowed myself the sugar. But I know as a diabetic, I can't do that. No. So, but I remember being all excited when the fruit and nut ones came out. Do you remember? Because they were gluten-free. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, they've got some that aren't going to affect my tummy. Oh, it's amazing. I must buy 6 boxes. And the thing is...
We used to... I'm not being funny, though. We would go and get weighed some weeks, and we would like have a pile of packs of little bars and go, I'm going to get a couple of these ones this week. So it is literally like us going in a sweet shop.
Yeah. And we'd eat up to our sins, and it would slow us down. But because it was sold by Slimming World, we'd think it was healthy. And they aren't. They are just chocolate.
But you could have two. You could have 2 for your healthy extra. And then if you wanted to sin another 2, you could do that as well. You would get like 5, is it 5, 6 in a pack?
5 in a pack, I think it was.
And it's...
no, it's 6 in a pack.
But it's not good. It's just full of sugar. So that I don't agree with it, and that's why I don't buy them anymore.
No. But that's always our piece of advice. That's our go-to advice. If you don't plan on eating something, don't bring it into your house. If you've got kids, that's separate. Put a whole separate cupboard. This is for the kids. We've still got, probably, I say you've still got drawers with like snacky bits in, cakey bars or something that the dogs will have occasionally.
Yeah, just not very often. They're just the last bits of a few things that I had, but I thought,
but invariably, it's like I used to give you all the hi-fi bars, didn't I? I used to say to you, hold on to those for me.
I would literally have to put them somewhere so that you didn't eat more than just 2 a day.
Because in my disordered eating brain, I would go, oh, well, it's fine. They're on Slimming World. Slimming World say I can eat them. And that part of, but don't have more than 2 a day for you. I would just go, oh, I'll just eat these then.
That's it.
Just eat it. Oh, I've eaten the whole box. I'll have some more. Oh, I've got a new flavour to try. I'll eat those as well. And it's just added sins. Right then.
We had, when we was doing it as well, they would make a massive deal at the group when a new flavour was coming out.
Yeah.
They'd like put balloons up and do all of this in the
still
colour.
Do that. What were they talking about?
What about when they brought the lemon ones out? It was like, oh, lemons.
What were they talking about this week? They were talking about the what's it called? The new mango and whatever it is, passion fruit or something. What? Another one? But yeah,
literally another one.
Anyway, let's not harp on about hi-fi bars because shall we go straight to our weigh-in results? I think. Oh, hang on. The hi-fi bars do remind Dormouse of the Evans sweets. As again, Slimming World need a constant supply of overweight folk with all the
That's why they do it.
Probably. Do you know what? I don't disagree. It's a healthier option, but a lot of us can't just have 2.
Keep people falling off plan and coming back.
Yeah, which is part of the cult of Slimming World. But anyway,
not be funny. We figured that one out long ago.
We did. We really did.
Time ago, yeah.
We really did. Right then, it's time for this. There we go. So then, Ruffus, it is weigh-in results time. So you got weighed in first. So you weigh in, my darling. So, and hopefully now, let me know if you can all hear it. Can you hear the clap? Because I've worked it out. You should all be able to hear that when I pressed it. I pressed it for like 2 seconds. So go ahead, put your weigh-in results if you've weighed in this week already. If you haven't, but you weighed in last week and we just haven't spoke to you since you weighed in, let us know how you are doing on your weight loss journey. if you've had a gain, a maintain, or one of those wonderful losses, let us know how you are getting on. If you want to put what you've lost overall, you feel free to do that. We have got a brand new thing for all of you here. We have got a brand new thing for all of you here. So Ruffus, over to you, my darling. How has it gone for you this week?
I say I've done about 10 sins a day for a week. Enjoyed everything I ate this week, and I came in with £3.50 off this week.
£3.50 in a week.
In a week.
That means you get the clap. Hang on, let me just do it. There we go. Ruffus gets the clap. Yay! That is awesome. That is awesome. That is absolutely amazing. Well done to you. But does that mean something else happened this week, Ruffus?
It means I got my 5.5 stone award.
You got a 5.5 stone award. That is absolutely shocking. Here we go. And I can do that now. Look, you can tell I was suitably prepared for this. I've lost OBS. There we go. So that means that you managed to get yourself...
What are you doing?
I'm doing this. There you go. Ruffus got a 5.5 stone award. Ruffus, that is awesome. Hang on. I know it's covering up his face. Let me just move that off the screen. You can tell I was prepared for this. I know, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. Ruffus, that means you got the clap and you got your 5.5 stone award. That is awesome.
Yeah.
How do you, just amazing. How do you feel now you've got that? That is awesome. That's so good.
Now I've got £4 for till my next award. So yeah, until my 6.
But that is awesome. You came in with a £3.50 loss, which is a quarter of a stone.
I know.
And got your 5.5 stone award, and now you're only £4 from your 6 stone award. That is freaking amazing. You are such an inspiration to so many people.
But I'm saying also last week, where I only did £0.50 last week. For me, like I say, that I always seem to equal out. I think, like I say, every week my body eventually balances itself out. So even if one week I've only done £0.50, normally it shows up the week after. It just depends what I've been eating.
It does.
Yeah, for me,
absolutely does. That is awesome. Yeah. So then we'll do my way in just a second. Let's just see. Karen, you lost another £0.50. Well done to you. You get the clap. Hang on, where's the clap thing? Right, we're giving everybody the clap today that deserves. Dormel's had a £4 loss. Wow. That's an amazing clap. You get the super clap. Crystal Rose hasn't joined yet, but you're on the fence, but you love our videos. Thank you, Crystal Rose. You lost £1.50 for 10.5 in total, Kimberly. That is also really amazing. Well done to you as well. That is awesome. There's some really good losses here. And then everybody's saying, well done to Ruffus. Well, well done to everybody. So it sounds like Kimberly's put your weight in. That means you're only £3.50 from your stone award. So I will have that standing by for you, my darling, because I do have them. I do. Come on.
You've got all of them, haven't you?
I have. I've done them up to 15.5 stone. So what we're going to do is each week, if somebody in our live chat hits one of those milestones, please let us know, because we would absolutely love to celebrate with you what you've accomplished, because I know that people do it at Slimming World, and I also know that for a lot of you that aren't at Slimming World, it's you miss out on that sort of celebration process. But oh gosh, hang on. But I do just want to say that from our perspective, I wish that we could print these off and post them all to you, which unfortunately isn't always sort of totally feasible. But what we can do is to make sure that actually, do you know what? We can celebrate you on screen. So Kimberly, this will be standing by for you this coming week. And what I've done with them, I don't know whether even Ruffus noticed, but each time you go up a stone on the awards, you get a different thing at the bottom. So a different congratulatory message. So, and there is a space for people to print these off. And what I will do, I will leave a link down below. When people win them, when people get an award, I will leave a link for those awards so you can download it and write your name in if you aren't going to an actual group to get your awards, okay? It's something that we're very aware that a lot of people that watch us don't go to Slimming World, but you're doing it yourself, or you're doing it online, or you're just trying a weight loss program, or whatever it is.
Well, not everybody can get to groups, can they? Even if they've got ones that are sort of near-ish, sometimes it's difficult, isn't it?
Not everyone's got a group nearby, and even if you have got a group nearby, sometimes they're at the wrong time, or they're on the wrong days, or whatever it is. Sometimes
get on there, and that's the things.
Yeah, and sometimes it's difficult because sometimes it might just be a consultant you don't get on with. But well done, everybody. Look at that, saying well done. Michelle, you're weighing in this week as your nuclear medicine scan clashed with it. Okay, my darling. Kylie lost 4.5 pounds last week. That's amazing. And half a pound this week, £5 in 2 weeks. That means you'll be due your half a stone award very soon, my darling. Yeah, look at everybody saying congratulations to Ruffus and congratulations to Dormouse. Dormouse is going to be our Slimmer of the Week this week, obviously, with £4 off. That is amazing, my darling. That is amazing, Dormouse. Michelle's lost £8 so far. You weighed yourself at home and seem to have lost about £2 this week. That means you'll be due your Stone Award from us as well very soon.
But I said bonkers to think that although when I went back to Slimming World, I hadn't put all the weight back on, but when I started Slimming World, I was nearly 29.5 stone.
And since then?
And since then, I am now 19 stone 2 pounds.
So you've lost over 10 stone.
All in all.
Hang on. I've got one of those. Keep talking.
But yeah, I was... I can't even remember what I was like, but I even at that point, after COVID, I struggled just going from one room to the next.
You did.
And yeah, I was existing. I wasn't living anymore, and that's partly one of the reasons to lose weight and get to a healthier weight is just to live rather than just exist.
Absolutely, it is. It absolutely is.
Food can just take over your whole life and just destroy your life and just become the only thing that you do and the only thing that you do every day and just eat. And that's partly why, although I can go most of my day and not eat because I'm like fasting during the day. So I eat maybe, I don't know, it's like 8 o'clock or so at night, have my dinner, then I have my cereals and things later, so my snacks, and all of that later on, and my bowl of fruit and a jelly and something that I'll have in the evening, because that used to be when I would binge eat. So I do that and eat a lot of my food later when I'm resting rather than if I'm doing things during the day. And because I don't get hungry, I don't think about, my belly don't grumble, I don't think about food. And I've just now got into a cycle that's what works for me. It might not work for everyone else, you know, but you find something that works for you. So yeah, some people get up and they're like, oh, I'm hungry straight away, eat their breakfast and, you know, have their fruit in the morning. I have mine late at night. But as long as you have, you know, the right amounts of things that you're eating, it doesn't matter. People are like, oh no, don't eat them late at night because it'll all turn to fat. Well, that's just a myth. It doesn't work.
It works
so
for you, doesn't it?
if you eat day or night, as long as you eat the right things, the weight will come off.
It will.
So yeah.
So you get, this time round, you're at your 5.5. But look what we've put on screen for you. That means you've got your actual 10 stone loss.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
But yeah, I was like very big. I was very big at my biggest. So
you were. It was, and it took a while. It was all down to health conditions, wasn't it? We got very poorly with the old Rona the first time round.
Yeah.
We were very, very poorly.
It's taken time, and when I went back to Slimming World, to believe that or not, I was 24 stone something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I'm getting there bit by bit.
You are. You're doing amazing.
But that's, like I say, the reason maybe that I am doing like I'm doing is partly because anything now, like I say, some people obviously, if you've got children, it might be difficult. But for me, if I don't want to eat something, I'm not going to bring it home. I'm not going to go to the shop, buy it. It just doesn't exist. If it's not in my diet, why am I buying it?
Mm-hmm.
So like I say, if you haven't got a cat, you're not going to go looking for cat food.
No.
In the supermarket. So I just, you can't avoid every aisle because you'll find like things, naughty food on all parts of the shop.
End.
As you walk in the door in the supermarket, they'll have baskets here and there all over the place.
Or when you walk in Evans to buy a bra.
I know, right?
Evans is gone now.
Yeah,
Good riddance.
thank God for that.
So everybody celebrated you and your amazing loss this week. It is astounding. You're such an inspiration to everybody else, including me. So I did weigh in after Ruffus, unfortunately, and I weighed in and I maintained, and I am once again a bit gutted about that because again I have been completely on plan,
eating the
same meals, monitoring my sins, doing all of that, doing the same sort of levels of activities and everything.
What you lost last week, the week before that, you had a similar thing, whereas you thought.
Mm-hmm. So in the last 3 weeks for me, I'm at 5 stone in 3 weeks, which I'm still okay with. But it's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But this week again, to talk about poop.
Your body's not functioning.
I have not been functioning properly.
No.
I've had, I think, 2 days this week where I had a poop. The rest of the time I haven't. And the consultant said, sometimes you just got to eat more fibre. You've seen the meals that we eat. There's so much fibre in our diet.
The lentil meal, which was obviously very fibrous.
Very fibre, yeah.
But then some fibres might upset your
system, so there's difference. So I am just sticking to the plan. This is how we eat now. I don't want to eat because Ruffus lost 3.5 pounds. You were Slimmer of the Week this week, weren't you? And there were 2 packets of hi-fi bars in the basket this week, and they're on the side to go back in the basket for next week because we don't want them. No. It's not a temptation to me. Like one of them is the fruit and nut, which I used to really enjoy. Mm. They're gluten-free, but I'm not going to put sugar in my body again because I'm doing really well with the diabetes control at the moment, and that's more important. I don't fancy anything off plan. It's like we look at all sorts of things, don't we? At lots of bits and pieces. We look at other food, and I just go, it doesn't appeal to me. I really enjoy what we eat. I enjoy this way of cooking. I enjoy being able to taste food rather than fat, because the way we used to cook, you taste the grease, you taste the sunflower oil or whatever, the olive oil. Obviously with olive oil
inside of your mouth, does it? You just feel like you just.
But with olive oil, that's part of the course because you want that flavour. But actually, do you know what? Sometimes I just want a fried egg to taste like a fried egg. I don't want it to taste of the oil that I'm using. So I don't ever want to go back to that way of cooking. So I know for myself, again this week, I've been 100% on it. I haven't deviated from the plan. There's nothing I haven't eaten that I wouldn't have been prepared to write down or whatever, monitoring a thing. So I've been absolutely on plan. I will have a look at that. Yeah. And yet this week it's just to maintain. Now I know at least I haven't put on, that's true. But we are looking into it medically. We are, I've got industrial sized bottles of lactulose on their way to me, and all of that. So we're still going to be doing it, but you know what?
Well, is it?
No, but you know what? Right. We're just plodding through, and I know I feel better because of the food that we eat now. The consultant asked the other week, didn't she? She said to me, "Do I feel better that I've lost the weight?" No, I feel better because of what I'm eating, not because I'm 3.5 stone down. Because quite frankly, I don't really notice a difference, to be honest. Not at this point. In a couple more stone, I will. Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, so I maintained. I'm okay with that. It's not a gain. Yeah. I will again. I've got a chart. We are monitoring if I need to do something like the FODMAP diet because of other problems. We literally, you know, if we're going to the toilet and that, there's a chart in the bathroom with we can tick and And I've now got
had a poop. Yeah. If we had.
I've now got there's a little chart on the chart. So it now says I've got D for diarrhea, C for constipation, L for loose, and N for normal. So I'm even putting that up. Crystal Rose, I can't eat grapes because of the sugar content. They're extremely high in sugar.
Yeah, we don't eat those.
Let's go through the comments. Crystal, Michelle says 10 stone is amazing, isn't it? You're such an inspiration. You really are. Dormouse says you eat at opposite end of the day. You used to be breakfast, but after tea about 6 p.m. you don't eat. Ergo, both approaches work. Yeah, absolutely. Kimberly's lost the sound. You'll listen to the rest of it when you get back from the bus route. Okay, bye bye to Kimberly. We don't know what I've got. There is some sort of gut issue. I am lactose intolerant and gluten intolerant. I could be celiac. I'm probably going to need to go for the test again.
But did they say after you had to like eat gluten
for 6 weeks?
Yeah, 6 weeks.
It's probably a good time to do it because when you eat wheat, it gives you all the bloating and gas and I'm having those issues anyway, so it's probably not a bad time to do it. It can't get much worse, can it? I've been under the weather this week. That causes inflammation, and if bowels are sluggish, it all stacks up. But well done on the maintain.
Too many sins,
I know, right? Yeah, too many things. Too many things.
White bread, too many sins.
It's absolutely white bread.
Just bread.
I can eat. What was that bread what's that little Warburton's little wholemeal one that's on plan? I could eat that. It'll save us if I go back to eating gluten, it'll save us a fortune in pasta.
Oh yeah, because I've got
just normal pasta. You got some pasta this week.
Yeah.
Yep, the medications don't help. Yep. We do use sugar-free jelly. We love. Oh, hang on. Connie lost 2.5 pounds. You weighed in on Saturday. That's awesome, Connie. Hang on, we're going to give you the clap. Give Connie the clap. Yay! 2.5 pounds is really good. That's a really good amount. It's really good. That is awesome. Well done, Connie.
So I'd say I think my average is like when
your average at the moment
over your week is like 2.5. Is it 2.5?
Your average at the moment is 2.75 pounds, like 2.8 pounds.
Because I said we look back from when we started and then just take what it would be per week from the total, and I'm about just over £2 a week.
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, 3.5 stone is fantastic. Don't worry, I mean, this is both of us. This is since October. Oh, yeah. So if we carry on going, my goal is 5 stone in a 12-month period. Yeah. So I'm way on track for that. At this rate, theoretically, I should get to nearly 6 stone by October. So we're doing well. I mean, God, you'll be at by October you'll probably be at 8 or 9 stone at this rate.
I said I've got to get myself down, I think, to 13.5, I think.
That's your long term. So then we do like the sugar-free jellies. We also like the little pot ones that they do. Are they Hartley's?
Yeah, they're little ones are Hartley's. They're 10 cow jellies.
Always look for them in Heron. If you've got a local Heron,
as
always
long
look
as
for
you
them
don't
in there.
live near us, then it's all right. Then
not in Leeds. They don't have any in Leeds. None of the Herons in Leeds are allowed to sell them.
I cleared them out.
No, shh. There is a law by Leeds City Council that says they're not allowed to sell little pots of sugar-free jellies in Heron in Leeds, unfortunately. So don't even go looking. Go looking. It's not worth it. We'll go looking and double check for you and then bring them home and eat them all. But if you live outside of Leeds, have a look in your local Heron for the Hartley's one. What are they called? Or half a sin one pot things. They're really good.
If you're anybody that uses Alpro, they've got oat no sugar Alpro, 3 litre cartons. Free 1 litre cartons for £3 for £1.
Which is amazing because they're normally £2.10 each. Yeah. Not that that's what we buy a lot.
But yeah.
So then, the only thing we've not done this week is we've not yet had time to do this week's Choosey. So I think it's time for Choosey. If you don't know what it is, Choosey is a game that a 520 plus pound YouTuber called Amber Reed does, and she made all of her partners play it, and it became almost like a torture. And what she would do is she would get some stickers and she'd say, Rufus, do you like this one? And you'd say yes. So that's starting off. Do you prefer this one or this one?
Yeah.
You prefer that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now do you prefer this one or this one? Or this one or this one or this one or this other one or this one or this one or this one? And it was torturous. So we've taken it and reworked it. We go through all of our Slimming World books and have them in a big stack, and I'll choose one, and then I go, would I rather it be the Tremendous one, for instance? That was I was stuck on today. Would I rather Tremendous or this one?
But
that's Christmas trees.
We don't want that. We don't look in the books at the recipes or anything until we pick the book.
So that's why we do it. We did start filming it, but now I've worked out how to do the film inside the thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on in the thing. So next week you'll see us choosing the Choosey again. So anyway, last week's Choosey, I won. That was the last week's Choosey you won, the Massaman lamb curry. We haven't done it yet. We're having that this week.
Was the lemon.
The week before that was the turkey lemon pilaf. I think it was called. It was horrible. It was really not good. Would not recommend it. No flavour in it whatsoever, which is one of our bugbears with the Slimming World meals. They're very bland. That one, the only thing you could taste was the lemon, and I actually think it would have been so much nicer without the lemon in it. I think if we'd just done exactly the same meal, left the lemon out, but maybe put in a stock cube, or mix something into the rice, some herbs in the rice, or some herbs in with the turkey. I think it would have been much nicer.
It needed a bit of a kick.
It did, but not lemon. No. So then this week, I Choosey'd first, and this is a very old book. You can tell that because I didn't bother cleaning it up. Look at the state of this book. Look at that. All up here, look. It's covered in muck.
It's a very old one, though.
It is. It came out in 2014. So that tells you, and this is actually a 2016 edition. So I'm going to double check that it's still, the sin value is the same. So I am using the Slimming World Fakeaways because this is almost what I've choosied. Because one of the things I was thinking this week.
What was that? What is it?
We used to love.
Was it
McNoodle King? Yep. You're now. You can see now why I have choosied it. I have choosied the pork pad thai. Look at that lovely recipe there with rice noodles. And it's got pork mince in it. It says it's free food. I will double check that.
If you put it in a box, I would think it was a takeaway.
Exactly. That is because I was thinking this week, do you know what? I really quite fancy some noodles. I wish we could order those noodles again. And then I thought, do you know what? Actually, I'm sure we've got a book. So when I was doing Choosey, I thought, I don't know what. And then suddenly I was thinking about noodles. And I didn't know, to be honest, when I grabbed this, if there were noodles in it. Because this is a very old book. I don't think I've ever looked in this apart from what was it we looked at? The fake KFC. That's the only reason we got this. But actually, the pork pad thai, it says, tasty pork, crunchy veg, and the distinctive flavours of garlic, ginger and chilli make this simple Thai noodle dish one that you'll want to make over and over again, and it's completely free. And it's got, as you would imagine, garlic and ginger and spring onions, vegetable stock, soy sauce, fish sauce, noodles. We've got thinly cut carrots, pak choy, bean sprouts, loads and loads and loads of really lovely healthy bits in. And I just thought,
it does look really nice though.
Yeah,
it does.
I really fancy that. That looks really yummy.
I'm not sure I'd have the lemon with it, the lime or whatever on there. Yeah, the lime.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of lime, just cut through.
Not for me.
So anyway, that is my Choosey Choicey, and so it will go up.
Choosey Choicey.
No, it's not cheesy. There's no cheesy in it. That would be my choice, and the poll will go up straight after this stream. So then, Rufus, what have you selected?
But I say as well, if anybody wants to see, like say that courgette thing that I did before, like from what I saw on the TikTok world, I saw someone doing it and using it for something else. I thought I'd give it a try. It came out really nice and it was really easy to do. So
And we will do that again.
if anyone wants to see that, I said I can do that on a video.
Yes, please.
So
We haven't done the fish pie yet. We will do the fish pie, Crystal Rose.
my book was the Comfort Collection.
Have we used that before? I think have we choosied that one before?
This one
I think we might have done.
was the...
I think it might have lost a choosy before.
No, this is the one with the... Is this the cauliflower or the gammon one I did?
Oh, possibly. But anyway, go on then. So what is in your... What have you choosy
The one
from
that
the
I
choosy
did
book?
pick, because I do like the Comfort Collection book. It is lamb pilaf.
I can't see it.
Do you want to hold it?
No, they can see it. I couldn't see it. I don't know what it is.
It is the lamb pilaf.
Oh, that looks nice. What
It's
is
got-
pilaf? What is pilaf? Because that was the... Is there lemon in it?
No.
Is it rice? Does pilaf mean rice with lemon? I don't ever want that again.
Says lemon wedges to serve if you want to put a bit of lemon.
No, thank you.
There's cinnamon stick, turmeric,
So read that bit there. Read that bit there.
cardamom.
Describe it to
says,
me.
Rice is such a satisfying store cupboard staple. You can dress it up in so many different ways. This Middle Eastern style dish is perfect for a spicy midweek supper.
Oh, spicy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But and as well, if you like lamb, having the lamb that doesn't taste greasy in your mouth because you're just using the lean cuts of the lamb and you cut all the fat off.
Well, one of us likes lamb. You love lamb, don't you?
I did.
That's it, apart from when it was cooking for the dogs, that leg of lamb. But yes. So then that is
yeah.
show them again. We'll show them the options then. So option A, because I went first this week. Option A is the pork pad thai with noodles. That looks yummy.
Oh, we've got the...
Just hold it in front of you there. There we go. There, just like that.
Lamb pilaf.
So these options will be available to you straight after the live stream. I'm not trying to sway anyone's opinion or anything.
It does look nice.
It
though.
looks bloody lovely. It looks
But I said
really,
they're
really
both-
yummy.
They both look like meals that you could possibly have gotten a takeaway.
Oh, it does actually, yeah.
They
No,
both
yours
do.
looks like a restaurant meal. It looks like we've gone to Agra or
And
somewhere.
yours just
that's-
gets thrown in a box and you take it home.
That's all right. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. So yes, those will be your choosy options for this
I said, I
week.
think, you know, even if I hadn't have picked that, I could quite happily eat either of them. They do look really nice.
That does
Yeah.
look like it's served at a restaurant with some chutneys and some lovely...
That's what Slimming World do. They do it all fancy and do
Oh.
lovely photos.
So
of
is
it
this
all.
is this something you can eat poppadoms with? It's not a curry type of thing, is it? I always get
Well,
confused with pilaf.
there's turmeric, cardamom, so it is nearly like it without a little bit of.
So it's Middle Eastern, not Indian.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that sounds
it's
quite
got
nice.
mustard seeds in it as well. But
And lots of really yummy veg. It looks like there's very yummy veg in both.
I said the lentil curry that I did has got mustard seeds in it.
That was so delicious.
So, but I said it
So
was
yeah,
quite nice.
those are the options. And yes, I did choose it while I was on the toilet. That's why
And
there was a
like I
piece
say,
of toilet paper there.
the lamb pilaf, which is like, I think it looks really good.
Yep. So you choose it from the poll, and we will cook it for you next week. Tomorrow we'll be filming the Massaman curry from that one last week's.
Was I didn't see as well. Was there any sins in yours at all?
No,
Or was it
mine
all
is
completely-
free food,
Whereas
100% free.
mine is half a sin a serving. Well, why is mine half a sin a serving?
I don't know.
Do.
We'll find out later. Anyway, so then.
I know why. Because it's got 15 grams of sultanas in it.
Oh, that sounds
A tiny bit of
nice.
fruit in it.
Oh, maybe vote for Ruffus then. Actually, I wouldn't mind eating that. I wouldn't mind trying it.
Then you just do like, so it's like as if you was having the pilaf. Like if you've ever, I don't know if anyone's tried like one of the fruity Oh, what was it?
Naan
The
breads.
no, it was the savoury, the bachelor's curry rice, because they have little bits of fruit in that as well, and dried apple in it as well, or something they do.
Don't know. Couldn't tell you.
So that would be why I always like the bachelor curry rice. So
Anywho, those are the two Choosey options. There'll be a poll up on the channel in the community post area for you to go and vote whichever one you want to win for this coming week. So then, Ruffus, what goal have you got for this week coming?
I would like to lose £4, but knowing what my body is like and how quick I lose weight, an average week. So I think that's still going to take me 2 weeks to get there, to get to my next award. But like I say, I try my best all week. I try and, you can have up to 15 sins a day, but I try and stick to 10 a day. So yeah, so we'll just go with it. I'm still on no bananas, so I've stopped eating bananas as well. So maybe that's why I think that might be helping. But obviously, bananas are free food; they're not a speed fruit or anything like that. So I just try and stick to more speed things than free food. So yeah.
You're okay then. So your weight loss target goal this week?
If I get £2 this week, I'll be really happy. So
okay, fantastic. Yeah. And do you have a non-Slimming World goal or a non-scale reflective goal this week?
No, I just go with and just like stick to it because it works. So yeah, just.
So I've got to say, for me, I think my weight loss goal, I will say. I did set a target this past week of £3 and came in with a maintain. So I'm going to roll that forward and say £3 again, because I really do want to get this weight shifting. So that is going to be my Slimming World goal. My non-Slimming World goal is to try and work out our doctor's brand new, can't make an appointment by phone, you've got to do an email thing.
Yeah, they're not good, are they?
No, so I'm going to book an appointment this week and start the investigation again for what the hell is happening to my tummy, my guts, my innards, my poopy system, because something definitely is not working. I drink lots every day, lots of water, lots of squash, lots of coffees, caffeine-free coffees, all of that.
It could be that you've got sort of like intestinal, your low intestine sort of
SIBO.
Yeah, possibly.
Small intestine bacterial overgrowth is something we're looking at. So I'm going to start looking into that this week and basically work out what the hell the system is that they've brought in, where you can no longer ring reception at 8:30 in the morning to make an appointment. You've got to do it yourself online.
Do it online, and then you go online and there's no appointments, and then you're screwed.
So I'm going to try and sort that out this week, even if I've got to keep ringing and going, hey,
they can do it for you.
I'm
they can.
old and I don't know what I'm doing. Help, I don't understand technology. I haven't got a phone or a computer.
But I bet that next week, like the week before you had, and then come in with £5 off.
Don't know.
That you could be going a little bit like me at the minute, where one week I have a really good week, and the next week something happens, and I'm like, and then the week after it shows up.
Don't know. So, don't know what it is, but either way,
we'll try and find out what's happening.
Yeah. Either way, I also need to sort my voice out this week as well. My poorly toe, my voice, my bum, everything, head to toe. I need to sort my body out this week. So I just need to go. What I need to do, they need to invent cloning, and then I could fast clone
some toes as well. Then
no, I'll fast grow a clone of myself and then step in. As long as I make the clone a bit slimmer, then I'll get Slimmer of the Week. But not an unbelievable amount, just like £6, because that's believable. I don't want to
just turn into a vampire then, like you're Sim. Yeah.
I don't want to grow the clone so it's like lost 5 stone already, because that'll be easy, but that no one would believe that. So I just want to like.
If things were that easy, people would do that.
What do you mean that easy?
Just to like.
Have you ever tried sequencing DNA on a kitchen cabinet? It's really difficult.
I mean, it's like if you could just clone people and just make yourself like a lot slimmer. And that,
Yeah, but
life
have
would be
you
so
tried
easy.
cloning anyone? You've got to split a cell. It's really hard. You get the hair and then
I
you've got to
don't know.
split
We've got
that.
Elvie. She's a clone of her mum.
She is. That is very
She is
true.
now.
That
She
is
looks
very true.
exactly
That's one of our
like her.
doggos. Anyway, everybody, everyone's saying, agreeing with me that this new system that you've all got is difficult.
It's not good.
It's supposed to work faster. Karen says that you like the online triage.
Yeah.
We'll just see.
But they're kind of like if you can't figure it out and you look online and there's no appointments when you want to get an appointment and it's a serious situation and you need to see someone. For some people, you know, if you'd have rang up and it was this phone service, you could have got an appointment, an emergency one. But because now you can't, you're buggered. Pretty much. It's not good for everybody anyway. So
It's
for
not,
the moment.
but
so.
I will. That is my goal this week, is to make sense of it and make an appointment. But anyway,
That's for
next week. That's a really good topic for next week.
Yeah.
Next week, do you want to give them a little hint about it?
We're going to be talking about next week about for people that have busy lives and go out to eat quite a lot. So we'll be talking a bit more about having meals out and things.
Is this perhaps because next Tuesday is a big important day for you?
No, it's because Harvester did remind me and send me an email
Oh, did they?
to have a free meal.
Oh, that'd be good then.
Yeah.
But they only do that though, Rufus, when it's somebody's birthday. So I wonder why they would be reminding you for next week. I wonder if that means it's an important day for you, Rufus.
It might well be.
Yes.
I don't even know what day it is next week.
Tuesday.
Oh, is it?
Weigh-in day, then we go for a meal if you want.
Oh.
We could have a harvest.
So I
You get
get-
unlimited salads.
I know, I get a free meal and I looked at it and I thought, oh, they reminded me it's my birthday. Oh, that's very nice of them. And then they go, you go and buy one meal and you get one meal free. Can you imagine if I just went on my own? I'd be like, I'd be really fat. I'd go there and eat one meal and have a...
No, but you know what they do? They have the takeaway boxes.
Oh, yeah,
So
I know,
you
right?
could
I'd
get
go
one
and get
meal,
one meal and take one away
Get one free
free.
for the next day. That'd be amazing. Anyway, that is going to be it from us. Don't forget, Choosey options will be live very, very quickly after this. I'm going to take the photos now and get them live. I can't put it up before we go live because we don't know what each other's options are, do we? When we do the Choosey.
But you know what? I've not voted either when we do it. I don't even vote and choose like what meal I want to eat.
Well, you should.
I know I have. Do you? I haven't.
No, depends if I want to cook or not. Depends how close the vote is. Right then.
I never knew.
Depends.
Did you?
No, because the vote's always 2/3. So even if I vote for myself, you won by 2/3.
Everyone now has seen that you.
No, well, I do vote, but normally I vote the majority. Sometimes I vote for me just because I've got like 3
I've only
votes.
just caught on about this.
It doesn't make a difference. If I vote for my own recipe and 2/3 of people have voted for yours, it doesn't matter. Anyway, nobody
Shocking.
said we can't vote for our own. Anyway, it sounds like a good
Yeah,
plan.
you've been caught. Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference. One vote doesn't make a difference. Not if I vote.
It might.
It does. Get voting. It will make a difference.
Yeah.
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 You watch. Suddenly you'll have 55 blooming email accounts now. It'll be like that. Alfie gets an account.
Just for Harvester? Yeah, I know, right? Can you imagine how many birthday meals I'd have in a year?
Yeah. See, look, Dormo says that's a good plan, as eating out is a part of life. Have a fantastic birthday in advance, Rufus.
Thank you.
I'm sure he will. It'll be good.
I know, right?
I know, right? But that's going to be it from us. And as we always say, my voice is just about sticking around. As we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and
happy slimming.
Happy birthday to Rufus for this week. Yeah. And happy slimming. We'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I don't know what just happened. Everything went off all at the same
Oh no,
time.
we're still here. Yay! We
We'll
don't want to
see
leave
you.
everybody.
We'll see you on the next one. We'll see you next Wednesday for more weight loss tips and tricks live at 6:30.
We will.
Bye.